Hello and welcome to InStitches and Retrospective. The reason I'm doing a video introducing both of my YouTube channels is because this is a crossover video between two of the channels that I run. So for those that don't watch the InStitches channel, I am a sewing machine mechanic. I run a business repairing sewing machines, so overlockers, anything that sews pretty much. Serges. This is a cover seam machine you'll see in a second. Now that's my full-time job. I have a YouTube channel called InStitches where I go through and show repairing sewing machines. I do in-depth how-to videos, tips and tricks and things like that, just general looking at older machines and right through to newer machines as well. And for those that normally would watch my InStitches channel, I'm also an avid collector of retro computers, and this is where the crossover comes in, is that I've got a project here that I've been, I started years ago, literally years ago, when I had an embroidery machine that I was demonstrating for someone. I had it on loan from the supplier, and I thought I would do a little bit of embroidery and decided to put it onto a t-shirt, and here we have the Commodore logo on a t-shirt. It's not quite finished yet, but that I embroidered onto the t-shirt front, as I say, years and years ago. And you can see here the Commodore logo, Commodore here. So Commodore were making computers back in the 80s and the 90s. This is the Amiga 500, came out in the late 80s. So yeah, I'm pretty keen to get a big logo onto a t-shirt. I've also got sorry, it's just a little bit dirty. It's got chalk marks on it still because it's just where I was laying things out. The Sinclair brand here. It's probably coming through on the camera. I think this looks quite white at times, but that's actually like a light blue. That's Sinclair, a British computer company. Also based way back in the 70s, 80s, and yeah, so that's just the t-shirt front that I haven't put together yet, based on this sort of idea here. There's the Sinclair branding there, and you've got this sort of rainbow stripe down the side here, and so I replicated that on the embroidery machine. It's not perfect, these are domestic embroidery machines that I'm using to do this, so it's not 100% perfect. There's a little flaw just here, but not too bad. So I thought I'd do a little bit of a crossover video today. There's a close-up of the Commodore one there. There's a little bit of trimming to be done here. You might also see chalk marks on this, just where I've aligned it. But, I think it's come up pretty good. I think it'll look quite good. Quite nice there. Yeah. But I made a little bit of a mistake with this t-shirt. I actually sewed up the side seams before I probably should have. So what I need to do here to finish, let's take the bottom here. So that hem there, that's just a raw edge at the moment. I've taken an inch there and I've pressed it under there, and the plan is to use this cover seam machine just to do a nice cover seam stitch. And for those that don't know exactly what a cover seam is, you'll see them every day on your t-shirts. There's the bottom of a t-shirt, that's a twin needle, and underneath you've got this cover stitching here. That is a cover stitch. So that's got the bottom cover. So you'll see that often in your t-shirting and other garments, and that's what this is for here today. What I've done is I've actually unpicked this here because I want to do the cover seaming on one piece of material at a time. So that's the front, and then I'll do the back, and then I'll head down and re-overlock the seam. You can see there that I've used a serger to do the side seam, so I've just unpicked this little bit back here. I could have left that sewn up with the serger and then just gone around the bottom all in one hit, but I think this might be a tidier way of doing it on the domestic machine anyway. I think if I had an industrial cover seamer, I might get away with doing it in one hit like they've done here in the factory. They've actually gone and they've sewn this side seams up with a serger and then they've gone around it with a cover seam machine. But these lumps and bumps sometimes can cause a few issues on the little domestic type machines there. We just have this edge here folded under, and then I'll run down, that's an inch, it's got an inch seam there, just to tidy that bottom edge up there. And that's where this comes in here, this cover seamer here. I just move this Amiga out of the way there. I thought just for something different, I'd have a blue thread and a red thread on the needles there. So effectively these two lines of stitching here, one will be red and one will be blue. And then I've just got a white cover under the bottom there. I've done a small trial run there. That's what it'll look like on the outer facing, and then you've got the inside with the cover seam just like that there. So I'll be using this material to run on and off the t-shirting. I've taken this little cover here off just for the free arm there, so it makes it a bit easier when doing sleeves and things like that. Just pop that under there. Okay, it's looking good. Just help that through. It's good. Okay, that's one of the sleeves done there. It's not looking too bad. I think that'll come up quite well after a press. You know, probably just put it through the wash and give it a press, and yeah, I'm sure that'll come up well. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do the bottom, around the bottom part of the t-shirt and the other sleeve there. I won't bore you with the details of that, and then I'll go ahead and overlock the two seams together. You know, the sleeves here, just need to run down this little part there that I unpicked just so that I could cover seam around the edge here. It's kind of stretched the material a little bit as it's gone through. You can tell by just that sort of waviness there. A little bit of stretch has gone on. Hopefully that will just come out in the wash. See how we go there. So I've gone around the bottom there, done that as well. I'll go ahead and, as I say, I'll overlock these seams up, and I'll come back and we'll have a good look at the finished t-shirt there. Here we have the finished product here. It came up pretty well. I do like the red and black stitching. Sorry, the red and blue. I think that came out pretty well actually. It looks pretty cool. That goes with the red and blue logo, obviously. Commodore logo. I won't try it on for you and model it today. It's pretty cold here. That's why I'm wearing this big thick jersey. I don't really want to go and put a t-shirt on at the moment. So yeah, that's about it for this one. Just a quick one today. Thank you very much to my InStitches patrons on Patreon, and thank you all very much for watching, both in the InStitches channel and the retrospective channel. So yeah, keep an eye out for more videos on both channels. Thanks a lot for watching.